All right. Week 18, blind spots at Bobby Bronz, at not Patrick Hughes. 18 weeks, still grinding.
Oh, yeah,
Thanks for
18.
listening. Sub, like, comment, send your hate mail to me. I like to spar. I'm going to say that every time. I love to spar. I ain't got nothing better to do. I'm on the Bachelor week. Last week was his Bachelor week. This week is my Bachelor week. Uh, Alex is on a work trip, actually in Atlanta. Ironically enough,
Hey,
they put her up in some really nice hotel called, I think the Marriott Marquise or something like that.
nice.
She asked me for my Bonvoy number so I can get the points, and it showed the fucking like the bill.
Yeah.
Her job really likes her. They really like her because I don't know if I like her that much. Like, I'm gonna be honest.
For real.
I looked at the price of that. I was
God.
like, man, I would love to, but yeah, she's got a double. She's by herself. She gets to be real text heavy um when she's gone, like
Yeah.
real communicative. And I'm similar to you, like how you mentioned, where you're like when you're away, you're away.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, I know you're working, I know you're doing shit. I ain't about to stress you, whatever. Do what you do. I'm doing the same shit I always do anyways. So you could pretty much set your clock by me.
Right.
Uh but yeah, other than that, uh today's always my day off. Chiropractor. The week I've been off, just like it feels like almost like the review of last week. I've been off. This morning I'm not running late for the chiropractor, but I forgot I had to get gas, so that does make me run late. Thinking about, oh, I probably should get gas, and then I'm like, man, I can't find my necklace, and I've been wearing these dog tags that my mom gave me from the military. I've been wearing them for I don't know, at least a decade, and I took them off. I don't usually take them off unless I go play ball or something. I took it off random, couldn't find it. Took me 10 minutes to find it. You send the link to download this. I know my AirPods are in the car, so I'm like, I don't feel like going out there. I'm like, oh, I should have these big, I guess, AirPod Maxes in. They were on the ground this whole week. I've been telling myself you need to put them in the little case because Apple made such a very expensive, beautiful headphone, but they didn't make an off button. So the only way you could turn it off is effectively by putting it in the case, or it drains the battery. I moved it. I can't find it. You send the link. Now I feel like I'm up against it. Like, oh, here's the link. I don't want to hold it too long. And I was actually ready. This is the dumb shit. It's like, all right, I showered. I'm out the shower 8:15. So, and then I didn't think about the fucking headphones or whatever. So that I hate, like, one of the things that, like, I don't get mad at a lot of shit, but like when I misplace stuff that I shouldn't misplace, like I've
Yeah.
done a pretty decent job in my current life of making a place for everything. Like
Yeah.
everybody can see their sneakers. There's literally a place for everything. So it's really no reason something should get misplaced. And then when I just don't put the shit back and I move stuff, and God did not bless me with the best sense of direction. That's like one of the things
Hey,
he made me bright everywhere else, but I
the
can't
kill
find my
the
I can't
killer
find my what's that?
said the killer be for me when you said they was on the floor. You was just like all week. I had been looking at them like you need to pick them up. You put them up. That's me. and then when I actually need them, I'm like, it was just on the floor. And I'm like,
And see, what's worse is like you got honey.
oh yeah, nah,
So
that's
it's like me, realistically speaking, if it's on the floor, it should always stay on the floor for it could be there for a year. Nothing should happen to it. With the baby, you could look off, for an
hey,
hour,
bro, hey,
and then nothing is where it was supposed to be.
that
And you're
shit,
like
that
what the
shit be
fuck?
blowing me. That's literally kind of what this week has been for me is just trying to get back adjusted.
Reacclimated.
Yeah, you gotta get reoriented to everybody being in the crib because they actually stayed out longer. Like, I think like stay like an extra day. Um, so yeah, like it was like a full week. So like now, just trying to get reoriented. Like my work schedule's all over the place right now. Like it's just a lot going on. So it's just like it's that type of thing. And then of course the honey of it all. So then stuff that's I'm like, wait, I know I put this here,
Yep.
and then it's not there, or like stuff broke. I'm like, wait, how this? Wait, what's going on? But I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's what happens. You got a baby around. They just take stuff and it gets in their area. And it's just like, all right, well, all right, this isn't mine anymore. I forgot. But that's pretty much been my week so far. Not anything remarkable actually at all. Like it's really just going through the motions this week. Like I said, just trying to get back reoriented and everything from everybody being away. But that's it.
That
I'm
always adds a little bit of excitement to get back, like to just where things can plateau and get mundane. It's like
yeah,
now you're back on your toes. Now you got to. It's it. Whenever I'm playing basketball, like I'm not the biggest fan of contact,
yeah.
but there's always like times where I get knocked on my ass, and I'm like, oh okay, I gotta wake up. Like,
All
all right,
right,
I didn't
all
I didn't realize the screens were so firm. All right,
right.
you gotta at that point, and it's like, okay, I'm cool. I get up off the ground. You okay? No, I'm fine, thank you. And they usually when people do that, you think they're mad. And I'm like, no, that was me. Like I fucked up.
yeah.
I should have had my head on a swivel. Y'all
yeah.
called the screen. I just wasn't paying attention, and now I know. So now I'm looking for the screen every
What happened? I forgot what happened during the playoffs. Oh my god, was it? It wasn't Marcus Smart. No, it was Buddy. No, it was Grant. It was one of the dudes off the Celtics. Had got their face smashed in, and
Oh, the foot. Yeah. That's one of those ones where I'm
it's all ball.
like,
It's all ball. It's good. We just play it like no
yeah.
nigga.
And Grant Williams seems to be like he seems to be like the inverse of like Devin Brooks. Like they're the same kind of pest, but it's like I actually kind of fuck with him versus like Devin Brooks just kind of feels like, bruh, come on. And they probably really the same guy. But sometimes the nigga be likable and sometimes they just don't. And something
Yeah,
about
Dylan.
what's his name? Dylan Brooks just makes you just like, and then I see Grant and I'm like, he seems to be a good guy. He seems to be decent. I don't think any
And they're
problem
both
with
light
him.
skinned, so we can't say colorism. They're both light
Yeah,
skinned.
there's that. I did think it was funny, ironically enough, that not that he got the 4 for 80, but that people didn't think he would get the 4 for 80. Like when because I
That
forgot.
LeBron shit fuck niggas up, man.
No, it did, but he's second team all defense.
Yeah, like
Like to be fair, like that almost feels underpaid. Like he's
yeah,
literally one of the top 10 defenders in the league,
that
and
LeBron stuff messed him up, bro.
and
Like,
he's guarding perimeter guys, like literally the dogs of the league. Like
hey,
this nigga got to guard probably the best player on the other team every night
every
and
night,
make it tough. Like
every
who
night.
gives a fuck if he can make a jump shot? Nobody was expecting that from Tony Allen.
That's literally the role.
Like whatever Tony, don't let
Deshaun
this nigga develop a
Stevenson,
three.
like that's what I'm saying. Like Danny Granger was bounced around several times at towards the end of his career because of what he used to do at the 3-point line. So it's like,
Those
okay,
3 and D guys, you will play 15 years.
yeah, minimum,
You'll
because
play 50 if you can if your body holds up 15 years.
and the last two you won't even be effective. It'll just be like, maybe he's a good glue guy. He's a
Can
good
you
guy to
give
have in
me
the locker
20
room.
minutes still just to give our starters a blow and you good? So yeah, I did think the LeBron shit. I mean, it fucked me up because I was like, look, just like last week we was talking about, it's a perfect time to joke on yourself. Like I don't respect the nigga till he gives me 40. Well, the nigga gave me 40. Hats off to that. I gotta respect him. Like literally, no one is even. tight with you because you gave up 40. It's LeBron.
It's
Like you're
LeBron.
probably gonna give up 40. Like that just he's giving mad niggas 40. Like
So you was just supposed to, at that point, you was just supposed to be like,
listen,
respect. And then
you
we'd have been
know,
all right. We'd have been all
yeah,
right.
it'd been fine. And then the nigga just didn't go to like look, even if you go to press availability and you just be like, next question. Like even then I'm like, all right, whatever. I don't respect it, but at least you showed up. You just not even showing up for press. Like, oh come on, bro. You gotta
Is this the first time he spoke this week about how the guys on
and
the
it's
Rockets are like?
and it's still no video. I don't know if you noticed that. I just keep seeing words, but I don't see no video. And I'm like, bro, just get on camera, bro.
We gotta reveal the new look. You gotta reveal the new look, man. You gotta wait. You gotta wait on
You could buy a lot of
it.
bad fashion with $80 million. You could buy a lot more bad fashion with $80 million because that guy might be the worst dressed man
Yeah,
in the NBA.
I definitely think that the Grizzlies are a little bit short sighted.
Yeah,
Letting them go.
I saw your tweet about him and oh boy, and I was like,
Yeah,
they gonna
like
have niggas. They gonna have niggas like this.
what's the like? You know, it's like why make a plan to replace? Why give him up instead
Yeah,
of just like
even
if
bro,
like I
just
don't.
saying it out public was. They were like, we just have no. I'm like, why would that even come? Even if that's really how y'all feel, why would that come out?
That shit's stupid. Like I'm like once again, like you said, second team all defense. There's no reason to be like, oh no, he can't play for us no more. You think you would have got there without him? Like it's funny to joke on him, but like y'all letting this stuff go to y'all head, y'all showing y'all inexperience.
It
Like
seems as though a lot of people are starting to deal with. I don't know how I feel about this shit, but like what people think on social media. Like if like
ooh,
nobody wants to look bad, but it's like it's starting to make like when social media is dictating personnel changes, it's like, bro, are you the GM or like you supposed to know better than them? And
memes.
like, you know what I'm
Like
saying? Y'all supposed to know better. And y'all got this man as all defense second team, and y'all will put out there. Like, even if it was like he might even took the shorts to come back if y'all didn't put that shit out there.
like that's the thing. I don't think he like a type of guy like Dylan Brooks he is a glue guy. He is a guy that okay, if you like that's the loyal guy. So I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have had a game for no damn 80 bill. And then also you could factor in the fact with the whole new CBA, we can't give you this much because we can't afford blah 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 blah. We're not gonna be able to afford it later on.
Who
So
can
it's
they even
like,
get to replace that?
yes, Marcus Smart. It's like it doesn't make I don't know.
Oh,
That
that's right. They did bring in Marcus Smart. What
yeah, and it's
did
like
they pay him less?
not because he's already under contract.
Oh, it was a trade.
Yeah, they got him under
Marcus Smart
trade.
got to be making some bread though.
Gotta be, gotta be.
But
So
Marcus Smart is shorter though.
which is exactly so the thing is, it's like
Two
y'all
small guards in your backcourt.
that's why you needed to keep Dylan so that he could handle maybe a more stretch four and then two through stretch four or whatever, and then you got Marcus to fill in that one
Three
through
down.
yeah, and so it's just like what y'all would have had. Like you talking about the Warriors Death Squad, that would have been low key. That starting the game,
That's three
that's
guys that are all defense.
I don't want to run into that.
No, because if you just so happen to get past the guards, you got Jaren Jack in the back cleaning all that shit up.
And then you just so like now you allow Ja to actually just hey you need don't like he already can cook. Don't even worry about the defense. Don't worry about it. We'll put you on the guy that we know not getting the ball. Like
Yeah,
it just doesn't make any sense why you would why you could have kept the guy. There's no need to replace the guy. You could have kept him and then ran three defensive motherfuckers and then Smart decent on offense. So it's not even like
he
you
definitely
really giving up.
he's gonna space it out because he can shoot the three a little bit. Um, yeah. We're talking ball.
Yeah.
As far as summer league is concerned, um, been pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
A lot more entertaining. Somebody was just talking about trying to make it out there next year, and I was like, that would be pretty cool. I thought about that
That
before
would be a
when
vibe.
when when they started making it like an actual thing, like where
Yeah.
like it was like a championship and shit. Um, oh, I mean, actually, even more, I guess, a little bit more entertaining conversation than summer league itself. The in season, that's back in Vegas too. Uh, did you see
Ooh.
that it's December 7th and through the 9th? There's going to be regular season games like Tuesdays and Fridays or something, and those games in November will count towards it. I think a lot of people, and my small take on it, a lot of people are like shitting on it by saying things like it feels like the casuals are surprised that this would be an incentive for ball players, which I understand their point, except for they're still hoopers. So
Yeah.
like when they say, "Oh, it doesn't matter," it's like, yeah, but they don't want to lose, and
Yeah.
they're putting it in December where it's like it's before the All Star break, so it doesn't matter as much. But it's like they're starting to really round the corner to like, all right, we turning this up so that when we come back from All Star, we are locked in, and All Star
Right.
is usually in February. So I'm like, I can't see why throwing an in tournament or in season tournament and make it the stakes a little bit higher, though it doesn't count for shit. But it's a cool trophy. It's a stat. It's a
Now,
bar. Why
now,
that wouldn't matter to players?
now, with the in season shit, not like the records in that don't count at all towards the season.
It does because
Oh,
it's going to be regular season games.
well, I don't know. Well, then I definitely don't understand why are they saying it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't think the championship game matters, but everything else is just regular season games.
Oh yeah, no, because yeah, no. But there's even now once again, and I think that's why the NBA did it is to incentivize people playing through that lull in the season.
Yeah,
So now there's less time for you to like. You got to be more strategic about how you rest guys because of course the championship, the tournament in itself doesn't mean anything. But one, they're hoopers. Two, it still counts as far as your record goes. It's not like you
yeah.
could just. It's not like summer league where you'd be like, okay, well, you know, this guy's been in the league a couple of years. He might be a leader on our squad. But like, what buddy for the Rockets was like, hey, we lost 60 games. Why would I not play?
That's what I was about to say that because a lot of people were surprised about Jabari playing, and same with Keegan Murray, and I was like, "Bro, they're hoopers.
Why would they
They
not
want to
play?
they want to hoop. Like that's why everybody shows up at like Rico Hines runs and like the whole all those runs because hoopers want to hoop and they want to hoop well and they want to hoop with other motherfuckers that hoop. So like these guys to get to this level, and I think this is a part that motherfuckers don't understand. Like to get to that level of basketball, you got to be a real sicko about that shit. Like you have to have a rational confidence. You just gotta just have the want to. Maybe you ain't gotta be like Kobe, but he might as well be Kobe to us. Like we're like more or less
Yeah,
casuals, weekend warriors.
bingo. If any one of them came out, and that's what they used to say about what's the dude, Chris Kaman.
Yeah,
Motherfucker, if anybody from the league was just on the court, it would be a difference. It
and
would
they'll be
be
in third gear.
it would be a
They'll be in, they'll be in third gear, and they'll be just like you ever see Paul George play basketball? Looks like he doesn't even sweat. Like, and he's
Hey,
just getting to where he wants to get to. I'm just gonna take my time, and then I'm 6'8", so I'm shooting right over on top of you.
yeah. The in season
Hoopers
tournament,
hoop,
I feel like it only help. It only help the league. It'll help everybody stay competitive and whatever else you do. Because
and I pray they don't throw $1 on it. I think they should make it mean something. I
I,
don't know what that means, but I think it should mean something.
I think that they do. I know the players get incentive, right? The players get the winners get a little bonus or something like that.
I'm sure, but it's probably not. Like
Yeah,
it's like when you get
it's a
overtime.
drop in the bucket. Yeah.
It's like when you get overtime. It's like, is it worth this being like working? That's when I knew that money shit didn't matter to me anymore. Like it mattered, but I was like, bro, I'll pay to be off.
Yeah.
I was sitting in Leroy Selman's with my brothers about to spend 80, and I had skipped work, and I was like, I'm cool with this. I could have made this 80, I could have saved this 80 and made this 80,
Yeah.
but I'm here spending this 80 and not making the 80. I'm totally fine with this.
Yeah. No.
Fuck
Fuck
that.
that.
Fuck that.
Fuck that.
Fuck that.
And that's the only argument. The argument isn't no damn. Well, the game don't even matter. Like, no, the argument is, well, nigga might want to sit out, chill out.
They made the summer league
That's
matter.
it. And
They made
that's
they made the summer league matter, and now motherfuckers actually care about the summer league.
and honestly, that arena that they built out there that helps. the
Thomas
sphere,
Mack.
yeah.
The ball.
Yeah,
Yeah, that shit looks dope. That's dope.
yeah.
And Vegas is just dope. Vegas is a good time. Have you ever been to Vegas?
Nah.
Oh my god, Vegas is just now getting into Vegas. It's mad. It looks weird when you're flying into it. It literally looks like a speckle of lights in the middle of the fucking desert. Like it looks literally. It looks nuts.
Is that not?
It looks, but it looks nuts from the sky. It's like literally barren land and fucking the beam. That's Vegas, and
That's
I'm like,
where we're going.
and it's so windy all the time. It feels like your plane be coming in sideways. Like that shit is kind of terrifying. But Vegas is such a good time. And you don't have to gamble. Fuck all that gambling shit. Just people watching and cheap food and I don't know.
Well, yeah, we got to put that on the calendar for next year.
Oh man, Vegas. Either it get quite hot there. I will say that. I was there when I was 14. And you watching the TV and like some movies, and a kid be like, "We can't see some shit."
Yeah.
I wake up, I look at the fucking temperature. That bitch said 128. I was like, I know I didn't see 128. Nah, it had to be 108. It was really a heat wave, and it was 128 degrees in dry heat. I walked out of the airport. And the sliding door, and then like usually get a flush of cold air.
Yeah.
It felt like you were opening the oven.
Nah.
Like how the oven shit hit you.
No.
Yeah, Vegas is a special place. But shout out to Vegas. And then it will be very cold in the night. I was there April, and it was 38 degrees when I woke up when I was flying back to Tampa.
Doesn't make any sense to me.
Doesn't make any sense. It makes zero sense. The wind was literally, it was like 35-degree winds. It was, shit was crazy. The desert is nuts. That's nuts. It's nuts.
So staying on Summer League, Wemby had his debut, was lackluster.
Yes.
But he bounced back.
Yeah. It looked good. It just looks weird, him doing the moves that he does, that fluid at that height. It looks like a creative player.
That's exactly what he looks like. I completely understand when he's like, I didn't know what I was doing out there, y'all. Like, I completely get it. After that first game, and he dropped a dud, and it was just like, I ain't know, my fault. It's like, okay. So once he bounced back second game, it was like, okay, here he is. He's here. All right, he's with us. He's an actual player. He's gonna be all right.
Yeah. And I hope he does well. A lot of people wanted him to fail. I hope he does well.
Yeah, it's better for me if he's awesome.
Like, and it's better for the league. Like, why are people so? Yo, NBA Twitter. That's rough.
It's a whole bunch of Ice Cube burners,
bro. It's so it's wow. I don't know. Like, even like if you ever just follow blank Twitter on anything, it just gets to be a Buccaneer Twitter makes me feel like I want to hang myself every Sunday. Like it's rough. Like I hate. It's like, are you guys fans? Y'all sure? Like this is where y'all allegiance lie? Like y'all want Todd Bowles to do bad? Like
yeah.
What the? Like I don't even want Donald Trump to do bad. Like if he's our president, like if he does bad, then we do bad. Like so, like yeah, I might not like the nigga, but like I want him to do well. Please, like please let us do well.
That's facts, though.
Yeah.
The handling, he's already handled his first, dare I say, Karen situation.
Oh shit!
It's already, he's a black man in America now. It's official.
It's got to be very special to be here for a week. You can't go anywhere because you're too tall. You got to deal with Britney Spears, who he probably never heard a Britney Spears song. He definitely wasn't alive when she was like cracking.
Yeah, yeah. That's actually wild. He was there for like second era Britney, and even then he was like 2, 3.
And she was
So
on her way out, like, because when
yeah,
Brittany, when the first joint came out, I had to been maybe 6.
yeah, we're talking like 98, 99. Like
Yeah, because I remember
yeah,
skate at the skating rink, hearing that and like, oh, okay, whatever.
yeah, for
Um,
sure. So
doesn't know who she is, and now he's got to deal with
but
motherfuckers lying on him.
the case was the but that's the I'm okay with I'm only okay with the Britney Spears pages shitting on with
I love it. Oh, I
Webby.
love it. I'm here for that.
Yeah,
I didn't know they rolled deep like that. I was unfamiliar with their
damn.
game. I'm like, oh,
Every hive is on one. Like every hive be on 10 all the
I
time.
thought there was some respectable hives. Like, no,
Nah,
they're all nasty, and I love it.
they're
I
all
love that.
just
I love that the
monsters.
beehive keep niggas not. They don't even want to say that word.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah. You might get a B with a star. That's it. B star.
Yeah, they don't even talk them
We're
up
not
because
even gonna
they'll
talk about
quit.
album. You got
The Navy, they ride
RTA.
hard. The Navy go crazy.
Yeah,
The Barbs be going crazy.
I don't even know what Britney's fandom called themselves. I don't even know.
Yeah, she yeah,
but but hey,
that's great.
they
Twitter's great.
roll. But they
Yeah.
but they but they down. They down the
They better
ride.
spin. They better spin.
Hey, one day I'm gonna have me my own.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I just want to be able to call them off. That's the only thing
Yeah,
I only want the
all right,
power. Okay, that's enough. Or actually, I've had petty thoughts where it's like, oh, niggas that did me wrong, I'm just gonna put them on a billboard. Like, do you remember when the Buccaneers were gonna fire Greg Schiano,
yeah,
and on 275 South, like right before, like right when you're passing Charlie's, there's a billboard there, like one of those electric ones that move,
yeah.
and they had billboard space, and it said fire Schiano. It was like fire all around it, and it was moving, like the fire was dancing, and it just said fire Schiano, and you would see it passing, and I'm like, I like that shit. Like, I didn't even fuck with Shiano at the time, but I'm like, I like that shit. Somebody cares that much. Most people would be like, that's a dumb waste of money. I'm like, no, that's the type of
Hey, what you say
dumb
about
shit
taking?
I would
What
do.
you say taking your brothers out? It's like okay, I can spend 50, I can make 15, or I can spend 15 on a campaign.
Yep. So, because he probably lived that way.
Oh yeah, he got to pass it every day to get home.
And he sees it every day, like, what the fuck? I
Get
like
me
that
out of
shit.
Tampa.
I love it. That type of that's what did they say? That type of carrying on. That's my shit. Yeah, shout out to Britney Spears fans, man. Y'all keep trolling that boy all year.
Oh
Show
yeah,
up.
yeah.
Show up
Hey,
to the games.
that's what it's about. That's what it's
She's
about,
from
big fella.
Louisiana, right? They need to roll deep when he plays the Pelicans.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, I think she's from Louisiana. I think that's where she's from.
Zion gonna put his shoulder in that nigga belly button. Gonna fuck that nigga
Sh-
hoe intestines up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I did see that you had mentioned Zion. It was nice to see him talking to Gil.
Yeah.
Gil's that uncle that's definitely seen it all. The one uncle, he might have did a little stint, definitely dabbled in a bunch of shit, and he just knows. He just knows.
he know how the game go. It's a
Yeah,
good that's a good guy to talk to.
yeah. To some extent, like sometimes he be saying some shit, and I'm like,
He wild.
I appreciate your
He's an
candidness,
uncle.
but yeah, yeah, like definitely slip this drink before your mom comes. It's fine. You're with me. Like, don't give him that.
uh so he said something about like he doesn't believe that his weight is the issue. He needs to do like more band work and work on his
Okay.
flexibility, which is
Okay.
all like real stuff, right? Like
Yeah.
definitely flexibility helps with any sort of injuries. Like being flexible is never a bad thing.
Definitely got to stretch.
Bingo. So while he's right, it's still you probably should lose a little bit. Like it's still kind of heavy though. Like it's still a lot of weight to put on all of that. Like it's one of those things. It's like, bro, you still. I don't know. I feel like if I'm Pelicans brass, if I'm higher ups, he still don't get it.
Yeah, the hardest part is the diet part.
It's
Like,
the dieting is tough.
yeah, I mean, it's just I could only imagine like with like he mentioned, like having all this money and all this access. Obviously, he's got access to quite a bit, full gambit of shit. You know,
Ah.
savory and unsavory. But like, especially being in New Orleans, like this, it's too much. Like that's my favorite type of food, and like my number one cuisine is Cajun.
Yeah,
And like I could imagine like you're not balling to like supplement that calorie, burnage, and then you just eating just beignets and shit. Like that's tough. As soon as he gets that down during the season, and that's usually takes young players they first contract to learn.
yeah,
And then it's like, nah, I gotta be get that treatment. I gotta stretch. I gotta get up shots. I gotta stay active. I gotta do the gym. I
man.
gotta, you know what I'm saying,
It's
stay
it's
late.
it's time for a young man now because he at what, year 4?
Yeah, he's on the second contract now.
Yeah, so it's time. It's time to like, he really got to lock in. Like if you want to
And he
be,
sounded like it
I,
to some extent.
I mean, he sound like he's working on something. I'm
Yeah.
just like, nigga, you need to wait.
That's what niggas that's why niggas don't need a lot of free time for real. Like
but but hey, even when we talk about him being on Gil, that's what Gil talks about. He's like, bro, niggas don't practice no more. It's like we used to be in there, like we used to have 2 a day. You used to wake up, you got to be there at 8 o'clock in the morning. Okay, then you'll go away, maybe watch film, break, come back at 3, like, and it like, but we're getting runs in this whole time. He's like, now because everything is like they're trying to make sure that there's no injuries, they're barely doing any runs, and it's like it's mostly just watching film, and it's just like on their off time, if they're not hooping, then where's that practice coming from? So it's
you
just
know
like,
you know what Zion is? He like big. He like Notorious B.I.G. Like
yeah.
Nick niggas gotta force you to record. Like that's one of those huge just injustices. Like a nigga like to rap, but he don't like to be in the studio. Whereas like Tupac is that gym rat.
And
That
that's really,
he just never leaves. It's still
bruh,
verses we ain't heard. Like what
it's
the fuck?
it's really what it boiled down to, man. It's just like you really, it's one of them things he really got to like it. Like he got to change the mindset where it's like I saw something that was like he's not interested in developing like a floater or like a 3-point shot, and it was like, bro, that's how Blake Griffin got the damn Pistons to the playoffs.
Yeah,
Like,
he was working with Chris Breakley.
and it's just like, bro, like you Blake Griffin got the Pistons to the playoff. Like that's an incredible feat. So it's like, bro, I'm assuming you got more upside than Blake Griffin.
Yeah, I would think so.
Go work, like go put in the work, and it's like I don't know. I mean, I get it because if I'm 22, I'm gonna try like fuck. Like I'll be all right.
I got this far and I didn't do no extra work. I'll just work when it's in the season where it's like
Hey,
it never feels like LeBron is off. Like why is Zion not on a USA team? Like shit like that. Like at least you got a 3-year commitment when you play USA basketball. So when the season's over, you're going to Vegas to work out with these guys.
man, you
Also
gotta do the FIBA. You gotta play the FIBA.
another thing. That's pay attention. I forget what I was just listening to, but the USA team shit is
They got
what's
tryouts.
like. Oh no, it's they already got their team together, but this is what's cultivating the NBA players teaming up
Oh
because
yeah,
like
you know that's
like
facts.
like I forget who I said it, but like Dame got really tight with Bam from playing USA basketball.
Mm,
Wade, Bosh, and LeBron got really tight from playing USA basketball. Like like these people are linking up playing USA basketball, and then they're saying watching the next 5 years and
yeah,
see who's starting to link up and trace it back to this USA team that this new team with all these young dudes because they're gonna start getting together because they're gonna be together in the whole summer,
damn.
and it's like that's where Zion really need to be because now he ain't got no free time. You had 2 weeks off between the season, and now we back grinding because we back with the USA team, and that's gonna be for 3 summers. If you playing into the playoffs, you playing in more games, and then you go do them runs in the summer. He doesn't show up to none of that
Man,
shit,
we
but that's
need
why
a
he gets fat.
goddamn we need a damn Top Gun. We need a Top Gun Maverick, but for basketball. We need some shit to get these niggas proud to be an American. They want to play
Yeah,
for Team USA. Want to be a part of the new Dream Team. I don't know what the new Dream Team would be called. Dream like we already had two, so I
yeah.
don't know
No, there was the dream team, and then it was the redeem team.
the Redeem Team. If
Yeah,
Zion joined, it'd be the Cream Team. But
there it is.
there we go. We got to get him on. We got to get him to join. Find a way.
Yeah, that's another guy I'm pulling for. Hopefully, it's nice that he doesn't seem to be hiding from the shit. Like fuck it,
Yeah, yeah. I appreciate. I appreciate the candor and the ability to be like, yeah, man, I'd be out
I'm fucking up. Warren Sapp
here.
gifted all his coworkers dildos, and he just popped up at American Social like it was nothing. I was like, it was like three. It's like 3 days later. I'm like, you don't want to like hide out a little bit? You a little hot right now.
Ain't no TMZ in Tampa. I'll be all right.
I walked right up to the nigga. Like, what's up? Slap five with him and everything. I was like, why is he just out? Like, I seen him walk in, and I'm like, nah, you probably should. Like, 3 days is a little short, but I appreciate you just living your life like you didn't
Slap
just
dildo hands. Bronz
didn't.
got dildo hands, y'all.
Yeah, that's it. It's a weird nigga.
uh, in connection to the Wimby Britney Spears shit.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
you know, where white women are kind of putting on a little bit, putting on.
A
Britney
little.
got hit. Britney got hit. She ain't
Okay.
fall on the floor.
She should
Anyway,
have flopped.
should have flopped. Should have flopped.
Should have
Then
flopped.
we would have been like, all right, now Wimby, that goddamn royalty. But here nor there, Larsa Pippen said she was traumatized by Michael Jordan saying no to somebody asking him, did he approve of Larsa and Marcus relationship? Marcus is his
Nick,
son.
everybody here's got to stop the cap. Everybody here's got to stop the cap. Mike's got to stop
She
the
said
cap.
Mike gotta stop.
Mike got to stop the cap. Larsa got to stop the cap.
No.
Marcus got to stop the cap. Everybody's got to stop the cap. It's a lot of cap here. Y'all is too old. Well, Larsa's too old. Mike is too old.
That would
And
be traumatizing though, I guess.
stop the cap.
If you know that this is all a ploy to get at the nose, then
Nobody looks good in this.
this nigga saying no.
No, nobody looks good in this. Everybody looks horrible. Mike looks bad because he's built up a reputation for us to even think that that's a possibility. Marcus looks bad because, like, you gotta know the kids, right? You gotta, and he be backdooring his daddy's sneakers in his store. That has nothing to do with this, but he should be bad because of that.
He
Fuck
already a
that nigga.
nasty man.
He's a horrible guy. And then in Larsa, you're nasty because you knew this guy as a jit. I don't care.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't
no,
care.
yeah, no, 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 no.
You knew him as a jit.
She just keeps saying, "Oh, well, I didn't."
That's
Larsa.
cap. Stop the cap. This whole thing is built on cap. I don't even know why people care because it's like Larsa is best known as a Kardashian friend, and Scottie Pippen is the greatest Robin in history,
Maybe
and
greater
Marcus
than the
Jordan.
Robin.
Oh, it's not. And Marcus Jordan ain't shit. So, because he works at a store that his dad gave him sneakers to, and he still can't sell the shit. So, fuck all those sneakers. That whole situation makes me upset. But no, it's a lot of cap. It's a lot of cap, man. These guys are crazy. Shout out to them though.
Shout out to them.
Though I will say this: I've seen women that were friends with my parents, like when I was younger, and then I seen them like I'm older, and it's like, I mean, I ain't little no more. So like, I
My
could.
parents ain't got no friends.
I can see like where it's like, yeah, you know what? When I was younger, I never would have thought it was a possibility, but now, like,
Oh, so
yeah,
I mean that now we know, we know his Stacy's mom has got it going on. You know what I'm saying? Like we know what Marcus Jordan was doing after the Pippins left. Like, oh, we know.
Marcia was straight at one point. She just did a lot of work to her face, so
Yeah,
she looks
I don't.
crazy though. She was
Shout
straight.
out, shout out to them. Everybody, stop the cap. Mike, you know
Yeah,
what you did. Marcus, stop
shout out to you.
backdooring
Yeah,
your uncle
literally. Well,
and Larsa.
auntie,
Cut it out.
cut. Yeah,
Cut it
what are
out.
you
You
doing?
weren't. You're
What are
not
you doing?
traumatized by Jordan saying no.
But was it you gonna call him your father-in-law? Y'all like the same age. What the fuck?
Jeepers.
Y'all are peers.
People don't
What
think
the
that far into and that's the thing. It's like, if it was just y'all just hooking up, just hook up. Like, just hook up privately, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Why I gotta come out as an item?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't even mind it being public, but like don't start a podcast.
Oh, no,
Like that
that's
that's like some marriage shit.
shout out
Like
to
y'all
them.
married, like y'all for the really like and she's like she's got to be like 20 years older than him almost. I just don't really see like I'm gonna be honest, I don't really see what we could have in common like that
No,
much in like that far apart in age. Like I feel like there's some things that we could. I'm pretty sure on a normal level we could get a like we could talk about a lot of shit.
yeah,
But it's still just like it was a different time for you than what it
we've
was for
got
me.
Chicago Bulls in common. We've got, hey, yeah, what, like, we were in the same box watching the finals. Like, yeah, I do remember. Remember when you picked up that chicken strip? Remember when you said you ain't dropped that chicken strip, nigga? Like,
You remember when we were on the float at the championship parade
remember when we
and
went to Disney World together? Like,
and they were holding me up? Like, do you remember that? Because I was so short, I
you
couldn't
were
see.
you were two people back,
Yeah, you remember?
Larsa.
They knocked my glasses off my face and you handed them to me. She was crazy. You
Remember when
remember
I
how?
remember when I watched Junior? Remember when I watched Junior?
Yeah, yeah. We used to hoop and everything. Now he's in the pros. Shout out to him.
I
Let me know his
taught him that.
address. I'll shoot him. I'll send him. A box of the spring collection for Jordan or whatever. Send you spring 2024. We got him. Let's just ship it to the crib. We could actually. My pops will sign him. You know what I'm saying? We'll put it on the payroll. That's like shit.
Spe-
I'll do
Speaking
that for
of
you.
speaking of all this capping going on,
Out of cap.
a lot of cap.
Love it.
Ice Cube recently went on Breakfast Club.
Oh boy.
He's been doing a
Oh,
run. He's been doing a run. I don't know. Big Three is back out, so shouts out to the Big Three.
I watched it
Very,
last Saturday.
yeah. Big Three's cool. I fuck with Big Three.
Yeah.
Whatever, I usually just watch the games on YouTube after they drop or whatever. But somebody need to pick them up. I know they had a deal one time.
CBS.
CBS
They're
on
on
CBS.
CBS.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So then, yeah,
That's where I watched it.
because I've been watching the summer league games on Hulu. So,
Yeah.
but yeah. Big Three. He's doing a little press run to promote the Big Three. Amazing, good brand. He hit Joe Rogan's show. I didn't get around to watch the Joe Rogan episode. I watched a little bit of it. They
Oh
put out
boy.
clips on YouTube. He was doing a lot of
I'm sure
from
that'll be a special
from the
episode.
clips. They were, whatever. They were doing that
Oh
whole
boy.
thing that black
Oh
men do
gosh.
when they talk to their white friends. Which is why, never mind. I don't want to get in trouble. But yeah, so yeah, he was doing that thing, but then he went on Breakfast Club, and I'm trying to leave the political aspect out of it, or like the woke shit that they be talking about on there. The one thing that he threw me off with is like why I say stop the cap. He mentioned like, oh well, these companies are pushing the negativity into the black community via rap music. They're pushing a lot of the gangsterism that you see. They're pushing a lot of that gang activity, a lot of the negativity, a lot of the killing, a lot of the violence, a lot of the stuff that you see in rap now is because companies are pushing that out to us. And I really don't I don't know. I like it. To me, it's just like, sir, you were in NWA, which if you, I think the distinction that a lot of rappers from that era or that used to engage in that shit say is that we were just being reporters. We were just saying what was happening to us. We weren't advocating it. But at what point does what point does the impact matter over the intent? Whether or not you meant to have this effect. I'm sure the grandparents in these neighborhoods y'all was terrorizing uh thought they were making a great impact when they went for Joe Biden's crime bill, when they went and voted for that, and when they advocate. I'm pretty sure. But now that we look at the impact of it, we can say, yeah, we probably fucked out up. It's a bad vote. So it's kind of weird to then, 30, 40 years later, hop on a Breakfast Club and just kind of absolve yourself and be like, well, it's the companies, it's the media.
Did they push back on it?
No, because they
Yeah.
don't. They only do it with outright conservatives. Unfortunately,
Who do they have on there that's just outright like that?
they had a presidential candidate, Vivek Ramaswamy, the
Okay.
Indian dude that's running. And of course they push back on him. But when it comes to like these legends, the only way they'll push back is if you outright support a Donald, like the same way that they did Kanye, because it's time to get on Kanye for that. Well, and at the time, I'll give Charlemagne a pass because at the time that was Charlemagne's persona. Was I'm the guy that's gonna go at everybody. So he just look at everybody. He's look Kanye dead in his face. I don't like Jesus. Why you trying to get white man support? Blah, blah, blah. But yeah, it's just kind of frustrating
Yeah.
when rappers, black men, black businessmen, when black people absolve themselves of whatever type of accountability. Like it's just I don't understand why you would get on there and be like, oh well, these corporations is pushing this shit and then like and I guess it's like the same thing when we traffic in these conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
And like we make it about the media and the media is the new version of the man. And it's like, yeah, but back then there was actually somebody with their foot on your neck. Like back then there was actually somebody stopping you from having opportunities. Now you you mean to tell me NBA YoungBoy is a corporate entity being sent out forth to us? Or is the media understands that this good money. I'm not feeling no money on the table.
You know what I oftentimes think is ironic that they mention things like the media and like how things are edited. And I think Joe Budden said this once. Um, he was like, "You can't edit what's not there, right?" So like a lot of times, I think it's easy to just say like the media is manipulating a particular situation just simply because it doesn't not mean that there's something going on, but it also isn't actually saying like what it is. It's just like the boogeyman. Like we could just literally
Literally.
attach that to anything without even having to understand it. Because really, if I have to explain it, then you just don't get it, type shit.
Yep.
Where realistically speaking, it's like, all right, well, like this shit is in the ether and it is out there for a particular reason, and like maybe someone is pushing it possibly, but like at the end of the day, if you put that there, then it's
Yeah.
there. I don't think other shit gets buried necessarily. Not to some extent, I guess it does, but like even just like I don't even want to necessarily hold Ice Cube's pass against him. It's just like, but I do want to say like, well, everybody understands there's a game to play, right?
Right.
And so if he's going to pride himself on not playing the game, then you can't really be upset when you don't get like the airtime or if you don't get the sponsors. And like people are thinking like trying to turn it into like the NBA trying to shut a black dude down, and it's like, yeah, possibly, or they're just trying to step on competition. Like that's literally like any business wants to keep all their market share.
Yeah.
and like the big three is kind of running concurrent with the summer league. So like if the NBA is stepping on it, granted, I understand that may feel yucky and it may feel nasty, but man, they buy out companies, bigger companies buy out small companies all the time. They buy them the fuck out and get them the fuck out of here. That's what
And,
the G League is doing to NCAA basketball. It's like,
and, and
oh,
the and the thing that's,
we'll
I
just keep our
guess,
guys.
with his like NBA gripes, I completely understand, how it must feel, but until, because they asked him about it, what are they doing? Well, I can't. Well, don't speak on it if you're not gonna speak on it. Don't bring it up. Don't bring it to the forefront. Don't try to garner all this public outrage and support behind, you know, because, oh my god, man, it's just one of those frustrating things where it's like niggas need to start pulling niggas cards and putting them like, and for real having the receipts, because once again, because it was at one point in the interview where he talked about like, you know well, you know how they do, you know when you look, when you look like us, but when you was on Rogan, that like, it's not what
Like
you're
you,
saying when you.
like you went to Rogan.
So, and that's the thing, your business partner is a Jewish lawyer. What are you talking about? This whole, and he didn't necessarily say Jewish media in the same way that Kanye did, but like, you doing this whole, I'm up
And he's
against
and,
it.
he, and he's got
I'm
a
up
he's
against
got
it.
a little bit
They
of a
coming at me.
history. Yeah.
You have that history, and then it comes out that, one of the companies that the NFL gave the diversity, the DEI money to, was your company, the that the Jewish lawyer man runs,
And y'all
and
can't
there's
tell us
no
how the money.
receipts.
Yeah, y'all can't tell us how the money was spent.
And you go on Breakfast Club and complain about the NBA doing you dirty, and nobody challenges you about what happened to the NFL money. So that's the thing where it's like, and then you get on there and act like you didn't write the coldest verse on the Lil Jon shit. Y'all niggas can't fuck with my niggas,
Yeah,
ho.
that
What,
shit.
like,
That shit makes me turned up.
he made it. He wrote an amazing two verses he had on that song. So it's like, nah, bro, nah, you don't get absolved in any way from any of this stuff. And it's not that you can't speak as a black man, or that we don't want you talking for us. I definitely don't want you talking for us in the sense of civil rights. And you got the presidential candidates thinking that you're a civil rights leader.
Yeah,
That shit is off. Like that RFK shit. It's just, the thing is, you're quacking. So why should I not believe that you are a duck?
yeah.
Like,
I
I
think I think
I
there's a
see it.
and there's a
I
lot of
hear
people
you.
that look like us that kind of give him the benefit of doubt because he be saying shit that like using particular buzzwords.
And
And
that's
as
how they.
black people, we have buzzwords too that we say to other people that make them feel like we're for the cause when actually we're just not. And like I, I'm gonna derail this a little bit. So there are times that I may go back and forth with you about something, and then I'll think about it later, and I'll be like,
Yeah.
you know what? There's definitely some not it's even more validity to this uh that I thought initially, and then it plays out a particular way. And when you mentioned about like uh black people and financial freedom and like thinking that like that's going to be their liberation from oppression or whatever, um it wasn't that I didn't agree with that, cuz I do, but I don't know how much I agreed with it. And then I just keep seeing more instances where this shit is more apt to go left than it is to go right. And like if Ice Cube is really taking this money, you know what I'm saying, and he don't know what to do with it, then he's no better than the oppressor. He is the oppressor, and
What
he looks like us. And we just think because he be using some really coded language and he goes to talk to Joe Rogan that he's got some type of intelligence when actually that motherfucker didn't care about talking to Donald Trump about nothing for us until he was up for re-election and then was used as a fucking pawn. And but you're supposed to be
Once
smarter than
again,
everyone. But we all can see that you don't know, man.
I
Roland Martin spoke circles around this nigga, bro.
and
Like that shit was sad to watch.
and that's the thing is like the criticism is not coming from a place of like disdain or anything like that. It's just like, bruh, like I'm more disappointed. Like I'm not like
Super
I don't
disappointed.
hate Ice Cube. I don't hate
I
none of
wanted
these
to.
niggas.
It
Like
it sounds good, but then there's no application.
I'm
So
still
it's
gonna watch
like
the big three. Like I'm
that's a
not
fact.
like I'm not gonna boycott the nigga or like or, none of that. Like it's just there has to be an account and we can look at the record and like you said like financial freedom is definitely a necessity, but the way in which we go about it, we can't do it in the same way that they did it, and we shouldn't aspire to. And it's like every time we get these guys that mainly guys who come out here and have these these ambitions and what they want to do for black people and blah 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 blah. They always start checking off these freaking boxes, and it's just like I was on board with you. I was ready to be on board. And then you start doing all this weird shit. Like, there's no reason to dog whistle niggas about corporations having their hand in the black community via entertainment and arts. We know, but there's no reason for you to try to wash your hands and absolve yourself like you didn't get rich. Like they didn't pay you. You got your cut.
Super, super rich. He
So
even changed the NWA story because of that.
come let's cut that shit out. Let's stop
Yeah.
it. Let's tell each other the truth. Let's be real with each other. Yes, there are corporate entities involved in black arts and black media pushing a particular message, but like you said, it wouldn't. There's nothing to push unless you made it.
And to be fair, how much of it is dictating his shit? Like, I know he's not necessarily like outspoken all the time. I think he gets on, but like, what was the what's his real motivation to even bring up the fact that the NBA might be stepping on it? Because it's taking money out of his pockets.
What's the
Like,
What's the point? And that's the thing. You still haven't said what happened. You still didn't say what they did, whatever. You said, I just know that they told some, and they got bylaws against, antitrust. And he's just throwing shit out there. They
put a
got
name on that
bylaws
bullet,
that
man.
say owners can't own a competing, but we not competing. Last I checked, it's like, bro,
Put a name on that bullet.
the only niggas you fool. And before I say this, because this is kind of a segue, there was no like there should be at least some smoke for Ice Cube with that NFL money. At least a fraction of the smoke that y'all had for BLM for making sure that their family was taken care of.
Niggas tell on themselves every day.
Y'all should have at least a fraction of that same smoke.
Niggas tell on themselves every single day. It's no different if we keep it in a bean. Except, granted, the bookkeeping for BLM is not great, but at least you can see where a lot of that money is spent. According to the contract with Black America, there's zero receipts.
Zero.
There's nothing.
And the only person that you get with those type of dog whistles is the same people uh who I don't yeah. Cause okay. Only people that get with that is people that don't see an issue with that Jonah
Okay.
Hill shit. With that Kiki Palmer shit. With
It's
that
it's literally there's a line there.
I'm pretty
Okay.
sure if I went deep enough, it's probably the same people that thought Tory didn't shoot Meg, and she probably did some shit, and
That's Meek
think
Mill. He
that,
just said free Tory on stage.
and think goddamn Bill Cosby was trying to buy, like y'all can't like
Mike was trying to buy his master's back.
so so Jonah Hill,
Okay.
you know, it's we don't it don't have to be no long winded thing. Jonah Hill sent some text to his ex while they were together. and it would basically just let her know, hey, uh, his his boundaries, no boundaryless relationships, inappropriate relationships with men. I'm pretty sure we can all get behind, you know, no boundaryless relationships with people of the opposite sex. Pretty sure that's like standard just relationship. So, sometimes the line needs to be, uh, you know, we need to redraw the line in the
Clear.
sand so you understand. So that's nothing. It gets weird when you start. Oh well, you can't be friends with your friends from your past who are unstable outside of a coffee or a nice dinner or outside of stuff like that. That was okay. Hmm. And I
Didn't
think
he
the thing
say
that
something
people
about he didn't want her to wear a bikini or something?
no bikinis, no sexual photos,
Made her
no
delete a bunch of shit off her Instagram or some shit
that
like
wasn't
that.
yeah. And the thing is, I think the thing that people are latching onto, the thing that men have latched onto, is well, he said she could leave. If this is too much for you and you need these things to have a happy life, you can leave. It's no hard feelings. Well, that, sir, is like that's that passive aggressive shit we talk about. Like that, like that's not actually. It doesn't come from a good place. That's not what you like. That's not what you say to somebody that you would like to be with. Like it's just you don't just open the door and be like, well, if you don't like what I said, bye. It's kind of not how it works. Um, so it's kind of tricky. And then once again, we get to the part where it's like you told her that she can't be in a bikini. She's a surf instructor, and she was in a bikini when you met. Like, so I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm off. But I think that if you meet the girl doing the thing, or if she was already engaged in certain behaviors, like career wise, you don't get to then dictate. I don't like when you do that.
That's that Kanye shit.
I don't like. I don't get it. Why date the girl who literally works in a bikini if she can't be in a bikini? Like, no surf dates with men. So she's not allowed to instruct men on surfing at this point.
Yeah.
So she has to build her business around being the feminist surfer. Like, we only help women who are trying to surf. Like, it just doesn't make sense. You can set boundaries, and everybody in a relationship changes to an extent, but stuff like that where I basically have to restructure my whole career around your insecurities is kind of off.
The
But
part that throws me for a loop is, I think the narrative is, from men, um, is about not being able to set boundaries or something like that, and it always is interesting to me, like just the juxtaposition between like not being able to set boundaries, or like talking about like the ability to set boundaries, and not like all of a sudden like motherfuckers did go to therapy and like they know that they're supposed to be setting boundaries, but they'd rather act petulant and just like give people the cold shoulder or be passive aggressive or shit, or like motherfuckers that just really don't give a fuck about communicating their feelings, or talking about whether they have safe spaces to even talk about these things. And it's like, so there is no safe space, but y'all all of a sudden are experts on, creating boundaries. Well, this is what y'all say y'all want. So now you're actually being condescending and like almost patronizing me
so
by
again,
talking about, well, this is what y'all want. I think the part that I think people are starting to that not really trying to understand is like the whole relationship thing is like, and obviously this is from people I think that just aren't in relationships, or at least anything with any substance. It's like it's a team, right? And like I think a lot of people can relate to team sports. And like when you're in a team, if one person is off, then we all off. We losing.
yeah.
So like if you're the only voice in this relationship that matters, then you might as well be dating yourself. Like
Hmm.
there is it's no give and go here. It feels more like a game of tug of war, with y'all on opposite sides, instead of like y'all really being on the same side. And so like you're the man, you're bigger. Maybe you put the round joint around you and you sit in the back. But
Mhm.
Shorty got a mean grip. So you throw her in the front because she ain't letting shit go. You know what I'm saying? And then some days she might be the base or the anchor. And like you have to be able to relinquish that power, even if that means like shit's gonna get fucked up because it could always be fixed. But
Yeah.
what's hard to fix is like gaslighting motherfuckers. And I know motherfuckers like to make jokes like about gaslighting, but like when you actually start to realize like maybe you've had gaslighting behaviors in the past
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
or like maybe you've seen it with your parents, you know what I'm saying? Like that shit is it's actually kind of heartbreaking a little bit like when you realize that shit and
Yeah. Yeah.
it's like oh you're making people feel like they don't know what the fuck they see. Like, do you believe me or
Crazy.
you believe your lying eyes? And it's like, yeah, that to me, it like I love you too much to even want to put you in a position like that. So if motherfuckers is talking to you like that, it's like that doesn't even feel like general admiration. It feels like correction, you know?
Yeah, and
So
that and that's and I think that's everything you said. 100%. I agree. Um, yeah, I think that's the thing that people need to realize. Men in general just need to realize about relationships is like this is a partnership. Like whether you want to think of yourself as the head or whatever, however you want to do it, but if if you're calling yourself the leader, if you're whatever, you're the man. A part of being that man, a part of being that leader is understanding when it's time to relinquish the power, when it's time to, maybe give on a boundary, like wearing a bikini to freaking work at the beach. Like it just doesn't make any sense. You have to understand these type of things when it's like maybe I can say something, but it's had to be a compromise here. I'm not gonna get my way totally, or I need to work through what this actually is bringing up in me, as opposed to make her change who she like is fundamentally because I can't stand to see her do something, see her be with somebody. Like it just doesn't make any sense. And they like you said, it can't be a tug of war. Like it's not a situation where y'all begin working against each other. She gonna resent you, like
yeah.
that
And
type
then
of thing.
that's when it's done.
It's over with
That's what it's
because
done
that's when
because
you
now she can't even like
she gonna run to Drake arms and he gonna write a song about it and to how she wasted her best
Al hoodies
years.
in your luggage. You gotta love it.
It's funny. It's funny. It's funny when Kanye says my ex said that she gave me the best years of my life. I saw a recent picture of her. I guess she was right, and it's like no, people really feel like that. The I saw a recent picture of her. I guess she was right. Is the joke? People really feel some type of way when they
That's
spent.
such a ill bar. It's such a ill bar,
So it's
but
good.
it's a very Kanye bar. Like
Yeah,
yeesh.
but it's just like people really be feeling like that, where it's like, bro, I
Ugh.
literally put my all into this, and a lot of times that's how women feel because women tend to do the most bending in relationships and tend to make the most sacrifices and give more of themselves in relationships.
And then throw in the power dynamic of this guy, probably being the breadwinner.
He's the breadwinner. This is the guy. So then it's
So
like,
does she? When you say you could leave, it's like, all right, but now I'm leaving the standard of living that I've been accustomed to for X amount of years. Like, yeah, I'm probably just gonna shut up and
yeah,
take it because I
nah.
want to live a certain way.
As somebody,
Maybe you know what? Maybe she put boundaries on him, and that's why he
and
never
being,
kissed old girl in that movie. It was all CGI.
and he was mad
Like
about that.
they never, they never actually kissed. I remember thinking when I watched it, I was like, they didn't kiss. They, like they didn't. They had a sex scene. All you saw was their feet. I was like,
The
oh, we
OG
just
sex scenes. That was the joints from the '90s, from the PG-13 movies.
yeah. I was like, maybe we don't see like actual sex, but I'm like, okay, you just basically gave us the implication of sex. We didn't see an actual kiss, so yeah, maybe she doesn't want to see him kiss Lauren Linden in the movie. And
And,
that's
but
her
and then
boundary.
that's the thing because in the and I guess we could cut it here. Um, like the Jonah Hill shit because we still got more to talk about. But
Yeah.
the thing, I guess, the problem that seems so real because that's what men do. It's like, well, you put boundaries on me, so I'm gonna say shit to you. It's like you told me some shit I can't do. I'm gonna tell you some shit. I'm gonna tell you like
And they go to tug of war. They go to tug of war,
it's
working
like
against each other.
nah, bro, just take the L or like fight for it to be like, bitch, this is my job. Like, relax. Or
And guess what,
compromise
guys?
and
Double standards do exist. I know it's hard for like you act like we can't have anything just because we can't sit on our homies' laps and not be called gay. Like that's the double standards that y'all want. Like I mean, I guess because you
is it
can't
gay?
call your friend your boyfriend, but they can call their friends their girlfriends. Because we can't call girls bitches, but they can call each other bitches. Like that's the double standards that y'all want. Like okay, I guess. Like if she just don't want me to call her a bitch, I don't call her a bitch.
Period.
It's not that deep, guys. I promise it's not. Like, I mean, you don't want that anyway. Do you guys really want to sit on your homie laps?
A little bit.
That's what y'all.
I want to know
You
what
know,
she feel like.
he's like, he's
How
got the
she
best seat
feel.
in the house. Sit right on him. Like nah, I'm cool. Like I don't want no. And guys, they typically don't smell the best. Women are soft. Like you don't want to just let her have her way. Just let her have her way. Like, is it really that big of a deal? Like, do you know
Yeah,
what? Okay, you know what the incentive is if you let her have her way?
we tell y'all this every episode.
There's incentive to let her have her way.
That is every
Like I ain't
episode,
saying
yeah.
let her walk all over you, but I'm saying like, bruh, like she might be. It might be whatever you talking about. It might be preheating that hoe, and you feel me. So once it's preheated, you know what that means. You throw the pizza right in there. It's gonna cook evenly. You ain't gotta work. It's
That's
ready to
facts.
go.
That's facts.
It's like it.
That's
You know what I'm
facts.
saying? So sometimes you just gotta do that. Now, obviously, we're going from ratchetness to. Well, actually, I always just throw in a little bit of levity, just because it was a serious conversation, but it threw a little bit of levity just because shit can be sad sometimes. But
Yeah,
um,
man.
more
Try to beat y'all
sadness.
niggas up. Yeah, a little
I
bit
guess
more,
the last,
little bit more sadness.
yeah, last sad thing I would say, or maybe, but I know it was something I was reading up on. I listened to a pod on it a little while ago, but uh Tulsa Race Massacre not about race. I saw you write that down. Now, who said it wasn't about race? Do you know what the actual
I think it was
statement was?
freaking
'Cause I don't know if I
hair.
found it. I couldn't find it, but I am interested. Like I already know it's some bullshit, but before I roll my eyes and cut my shit off, I'll hear what niggas said. Now I'll respond to if there's any of
um,
validity to that.
he is the Oklahoma superintendent.
Okay, so the money man.
Ryan Walters is his name.
Okay, Mr. Walters.
Superintendent. They're asking
Copy.
of his anti-critical race theory stand.
Okay, so anti-CRT.
And he
He's
just wants
you
to let
know
everybody know that, although the Tulsa Race Massacre was a tragedy, it was a
okay.
terrible, terrible, heinous act
Copy.
against society.
Yeah.
Doesn't want anybody thinking that, any students or any children
Huh.
going to school and coming home thinking that the
Okay.
Tulsa Race Massacre was about race.
But why?
Because that's CRT.
So then, what was it about? Did he
He,
ever say? He
he,
didn't
did, he,
say.
he never said. He just said, that's my position. And it, like,
I hate. I hate when people tell me what it's not, but can't tell me what it is. I absolutely
it's
hate that.
CRT.
What
It's
is that?
it's 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 the boogeyman.
Can,
It's the
can,
media. It's
it's woke.
it's woke.
Yeah.
That's the thing I put in there, but I took it off because it is another bag of like can of worms we got to get into. The ESG scores and DEI and
What's the ESG stand for?
environmental, social, and I think like governance. So like
Oh,
they give
that's not the social credit score, is it?
it's the social, it's the business credit score. It's the one that checks off, how much, what's your carbon footprint looking like? How happy
Oh,
are your employees? What is your, impact socially? Like, you have any social messaging, and like, are you being equitable for your customers?
nice.
Um,
I gotta
right,
look into that because this is
right,
the first time I hear that.
right. See, the thing, my problem is I trifle in too much of their business. So I like seeing what they mad about.
I love it. Yeah, I watch Fox News from time to time just to kind of see what the odds
Yeah.
talking about.
I'm in on PBD, Joe Rogan, blah 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 blah. I like when stories break,
Yeah, you care a
and
little bit more than me,
to hear them,
but
I bruh,
yeah,
and but it's also the reason why like I have to like take breaks from shit because I'm just like none of
yeah,
what you guys are
because
saying makes sense. Like
you get so far on a certain side and you be like, yo, where am I?
no,
Yeah.
and for real, it's just like you got to shut it down and get back to center and get and like okay, let me find my way back home real quick because like it's not being indoctrinated, it's just being pissed off. So it's like that, to be black and aware is in a constant state of rage. And it's like, why am I making myself aware of more shit? And I feel like basically they do the same shit as this Oklahoma superintendent, where it's like, it's not about race, it's CRT, it's just wokeness. They're trying to tell your kids that they're inherently losers or inherently, oppressors because of their skin color. And it's like, because you guys have failed to deal with any of this shit or listen to what anything we've said over the last 150 years since
Hmm.
y'all freed us,
Hmm.
like because y'all haven't listened, y'all still do not understand, and nobody is saying that your children are inherently racist. The system, the people who wrote the laws, wrote them slanted.
Yeah.
So now you can just be following the law. This is just the way the world works in America because of the way the racist people wrote the laws. It's
You
not
know what?
hard.
You know what throws me off? So, I know a lot of times people talk about equality and equity and stuff, and I think a lot of people don't kind of know what those words mean.
Right.
And like a lot of times people are conflating equality with equity. And I think they themselves don't know that that's what they mean, but they actually are a fan of things being equitable. And just like a small crash course for you guys on what equity and equality is like, for a perfect example, I'm taller than you, a little bit taller than you.
I
And so
mean,
like,
that fucking I do to you.
yeah, no, sorry guys, I'm just gonna use Pat because he's here. But I'm a tiny bit taller than Pat. Imagine there was a tree, guys, and the tree had apples on it, and they gave Pat the same ladder that they gave me. I'm a little
I
bit
got
taller
short
than
arms
Pat.
too.
I can probably get more apples than Pat just because I'm taller than him. So that would be what equality is. Inevitably, not really the most fair to Pat because he don't get as much apples. He can't take them back to his family as I can. However, if we gave Pat a taller ladder because he is a little bit shorter and gave me a ladder that put me at the same height, now we're able to get the same amount of apples. That is what equity is. So a lot of times it's hard for people to understand what that looks like, but like in no one would see that and think it was unfair. Well, I take that back.
But
Some people would see that as unfair.
but
But
check it. But check it. That's the exact example that we need because people always say you guys want equal outcomes. No, because at the end of the day, if Patrick don't reach up there and get the fucking apples, he not getting no apples. But
yeah,
at least he has the opportunity to get the same amount of apples. See how that works?
you give that same ladder that Pat was able to get a few apples with, and
Now
you
it's a
give it to Alex that she can't get none.
now it's a true meritocracy
Yeah,
because now the playing field is actually even. Now the playing field is even as opposed to just, oh, well, everybody gets what they need to be able to compete fairly, as opposed to just, well, we let y'all in. I gave you a ladder. Like, no, give me the appropriate ladder for me
yeah.
and then allow me to grab what I need. If I don't get it, then I don't get it. And that's on me at that point. But it's not the same thing. And I think people just and conflating all this shit all the time,
Yeah.
and then I don't know, and then look us dead in the face and be like, "Well, it wasn't about." That's what we're talking about. So
Yep.
instead of just, I haven't heard or seen in a series or documentary or read in a textbook because they wouldn't let us live this shit down. If we burn up one of their damn towns,
Yeah.
if we burn up our own towns and they don't let it. White cop shoot a black kid. We tear our shit up. They don't let us live it down.
Yeah.
We ain't never roll up in their neighborhood and tear no shit down. Bruh, a whole city, and y'all just finna sit up here and be like, oh nah. And what makes it worse, adding the insult to the injury or adding more injury to the insult, whichever way. The last black Tulsa survivor, the last survivors of the Tulsa race massacre, they're like 109, 100 something.
Wow.
They were just denied their claim for
Yeah.
reparations based on they were trying to get it off of a statute, a nuisance statute is what it's called, and the statute would allow them to basically get reparations because they're still feeling the effects and the
Yeah.
traumas, and the town is still feeling the effects and the traumas behind this incident. Threw it out with prejudice. They can't even bring it back up. They it's going through the appeals process now, but after that it'll be it. And they've already exhausted their Supreme Court option.
Yeah.
So there will be no type of recompense for the Tulsa Race Massacre through these channels anymore. That's it.
And why that's super sad, not just because it's fucked up, but it's like they'll really look at you and this is me talking to people that look like us because I think the example I gave about equity and equality is big because a lot of times even us will say things like pull ourselves by the bootstraps and stupid shit like that, and it's like, all right, you
Mm-mm.
talking about niggas that don't got boots, so that's a little bit different. So with this, they'll make it be like, man, we still trying to hold motherfuckers accountable for shit. We just need a grind. You know what I'm saying? Create an LLC, all this other dumb shit.
The same
And
financial freedom niggas.
but here's the wild part that we gotta let you guys know. Like America doesn't mind paying reparation. They've done it before. Like
Bingo.
9/11 survivor or 9/11 families have gotten uh reparations. Uh
Japanese.
Japanese families internment camps. They've gotten them. Shit, they even gave them to slave owners when they
They gave them
emancipated slaves.
them niggas
Yeah,
got the 40 acres in the mule they promised us.
yeah. So like for all you people that are saying, all right, well, we don't need the government money. It's like no, but like
He
you
literally
are
had a
old,
slave buyback program. Oh my
like
god.
you, yeah. I mean, there's the title to fucking no, that's foul. But that's but like they don't mind dishing that check out. So if you are really on some, I don't want them to give you that money because I'm built different. I want to just go get it out of the mud. No, they actually owe you that bread.
They
That's
owe
your
it to
bread.
you. They owe it
You know what I'm
to
saying?
you.
And then like if in fact you just got your student loans cleared or all your debt cleared or shit, even just give motherfuckers 0% or like 100% financing on a home or something, because a lot of this wealth is built through home ownership. Because once you're able to claim equity on your crib, you can take the equity of your crib, put it into a home equity loan. You could buy
Get
another
another
crib
crib.
and then flip that crib into, and so all you
Start this
guru
process
niggas,
right over again.
but that's how they got their bread, but they was 400 years early. You know what I'm saying? Their parents passed and they had these massive life insurance claims, and they was able to put their money into a passion project, or they were able to be passed down whatever. You know what I'm saying? So
We
like you are owed that shit,
we
and
can't
you shouldn't
stop.
feel bad about it.
Yeah, we can't stop going to pick up granny check. Like we just can't. We can't. You know what I'm saying? They owe us that. They owe us that. You
Yeah,
you you would be out front, your place of business, your job. Let Friday come and your check ain't in the
yeah, yeah. So yeah, I think if we
it's
could just get
400
people
years of
to
no checks, y'all.
if we could just get people to just understand those small principles, because it's just a little bit of reading. Honestly, it is, and it's a little bit of understanding, and it's like, man, we could get on the same page on that part and just being like, look, they owe us that shit, and it's nothing wrong with that, taking the government money because they took the money. All these people that are turning down the student loans, they all got their PPPs forgiven, so they got a bunch of bread over the pandemic, and they caked up.
Hmm.
So like, don't let them laugh in your face. I understand that y'all say things like black people don't have to vote Democrat and don't have to be Republican, but listen,
You
you
don't.
got you got 5 figures of fucking student loans, and them motherfuckers getting hundreds and millions of dollars of forgiving loans over the pandemic. Get your bread, bro. Don't feel bad about it. I don't feel bad about it. I just got shit. I remember I fucked around and came up on a free Amazon uh Prime subscription for a year because of a mistake. And I didn't feel bad about that at all. Like Elon Musk, or not Elon Musk, I'm sorry. What's old boy name? The super villain?
Zuckerberg, Elon
No,
Musk, Zuckerberg.
Amazon.
Oh, Bezos, Jeff Bezos.
But yeah. I was like, Bezos don't need that, honey.
You
He don't
know,
need that money. He good. Like I don't feel bad about taking his money. Y'all should not feel bad. Take that money from them. Like
hey,
they call it. Listen.
once again, I just looked. I just had to check real quick. You know what I'm saying? Because some people that helped push affirmative action through was also part of that community that got reparations, and also part of the community that helped get it shut down.
Yeah.
So once again, y'all, we don't have the right. We do not have. Black people do not have the ability to be fractured on this shit
No.
because it's just us out here fighting.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna come and it, to quote y'all niggas, nobody's coming to our rescue. So I think us being in lockstep, us being together on whether or not we deserve reparations for the labor of our ancestors, like I think we should probably be all in together on that.
Yeah.
Especially when the people who have who've used our model of freedom and our model of getting this country to do right by us, to use our model to get their shit off, and we were standing with them. But then when it's time once again, they got theirs, and now they like, oh, we're gonna tear this shit down. They got the reparations. So don't let no community tell you that you don't deserve no damn reparations. Don't let no community tell you that you got to get out of the mud. Blah 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 blah.
Fuck that.
I'll get it out of the mud when you give me the proper tools to get it out of the mud with.
Yeah, they got it out the mud with $1 million or $500,000 or a slush fund or a
Don't
trust fund.
don't fall
That was
for
that
that.
was I was getting out the mud then. I
Telling
need
you,
that mud today,
and
nigga.
like y'all for real, like once again, like
Let
and
me just
then
pay
you,
my house off. That's all. You feel me?
bruh, it's we could go for another hour and a half. We really could because this shit
Yeah.
is like y'all. I don't think y'all realize they playing in y'all face. All right, because they know they said it. The same type of shit where Edward Blum made it a point to get affirmative action taken off. The Republican Party made it a point to make sure they can siphon off as many black men as possible. They know they're not getting the women, but they can get enough of us. So be weary of these type of things, man. Leery of these type of things, y'all. Like, just pay attention. Not trying to come down on y'all or whatever, but pay attention, man, because they're going to keep telling y'all what y'all don't deserve, and then they're going to keep sending out, this is the real shit, they're going to keep sending out those little agents to tell you, well, why we don't even need to be worried about that. We really need to be. No. You could do both. Do both and. Go get your LLC and then take that money from the LLC and donate it to some people that's trying to get us paid off these reparations, off the work of our ancestors in this country.
Them the real agents that y'all talk about,
Them
not
the real
motherfuckers.
agents, y'all.
Not motherfuckers that's just keeping money out of Ice Cube's pocket. It's when his pockets is straight. They keeping money out of your
But
pocket, your broke ass. Like,
and that's the
like,
thing. It's the thing is, it's the people that are telling you to do right by women, the people that are telling you to do right by your family, the people that are telling you to, you know what I'm saying, uh, participate in how government works, so that
yeah,
we can actually let our voice be heard in that channel. People that are telling you to do all these things that it just takes to be a decent person, we get looked at as the, you know,
sellouts
I don't.
carrying the water.
Look, y'all, just get it together. Look at Roland Martin.
Yeah, yeah.
Check
He be
Roland
talking that
Martin. It's
shit.
always good. Karen Hunter, Greg Carr is always good.
Mark,
Who you say?
Mark Lamont Hill.
Mark Lamont Hill is always good. There's a podcast I've been listening to, the Institute of Black Imagination.
Michael
Just
Harriet.
y'all expand Michael Harriet. Yeah, y'all expand y'all worldview. Expand. It don't even damn gotta be no damn worldview. Expand y'all national view. just expand who y'all listening to. Don't listen to damn Andrew Tate. Don't listen to that shit. They are y'all are getting wrecked. All right, it's information without actually like use for it. So not just in your head going crazy. It's just bouncing around in there, and you don't know what to do with it. You're just getting more and more irritated, and they point you in the direction of your own community. But that's my soapbox piece for the day. You know,
Listen, man. Come back. Come back next week, man. We'll put you on some other shit, guys.
we'll be
And,
here.
and when it's 19, but this is 18.
Yeah,
Blind
yeah,
spots.
yeah.
Keep following on the Instagram. Follow on the threads. The new
Oh
shit.
yeah, oh yeah.
By the way, I like threads. Follow on the Twitter. I wish there was a way I could post on Twitter and it just post the threads at the
Oh,
same
it's
time.
never happening now.
Yeah, it's never happened.
It's never happening now. You got
Because I just
just
find
copy.
myself opening Twitter and then I just be like, oh shit, I should have threaded that hoe. So put that bitch on threads too. I done changed my bio on it on shit. It's a link in my bio.
Ooh,
It is not on OnlyFans. It's only to this podcast, damn it.
yes,
So
sir.
don't worry about my Facebook and hit the follow button on Instagram and we'll see you next week, damn
See you
it.
next week.